Hello again, Ben here, and welcome back to my channel. So today is Saturday, September 13th, and we're here for our next experiment. So today we are going to quantify the yield of our charcoal for a new experiment, hopefully, and also try out some new insulation because the other stuff melted last time, and just tweak the process a bit. So hang on, and I hope you enjoy. So since it's been a few weeks since you've seen it, I figured I would give you another little field tour just to see how things are going. So as you can see here, again, there is this purple back on some of the leaves here. So that could be the deficiency that we treated for last time with fertilizer. So I'll probably need to fertilize this again for next year. Since it is the 13th of September, it's almost the end of our growing season here. So we should expect our first frost in the next couple weeks. And then after that, these plants are going to start to senesce, or basically die off. So what makes miscanthus interesting and also very useful is that it, when it starts to die off, it actually sucks back all of the nutrients from the leaves into the rhizomes underground and stores them for next year. So it is very efficient in utilizing nutrients. So that helps us need to fertilize less, which saves money and is better for the environment as well. So these leaves are probably about as high as they are going to get. As I said, it's going to start to freeze pretty soon, but I figured I would just show you one more time how they're doing. Everything here looks pretty good, certainly a lot higher than it did last year. So in a few weeks, it'll frost, they'll start to die off, and then basically I'm going to leave it standing until it is dried out enough that I can just take it, grind it up, and make it into pellets without needing to dry it mechanically at all. So that will take an unknown amount of time, but hopefully not too long. I'm imagining harvesting probably sometime in November, perhaps, but we'll just have to wait and see how quickly it dries after it starts to die off. So yeah, everything is looking good. So we should get a fair amount this year. Obviously there's a lot of bare spots in there and stuff, but a fair amount this year. I'm going to fertilize it again next year, and hopefully a much larger crop next year as well. So as I was saying, the last video was all about can we do it? Can't we make charcoal? This video is about how efficiently we can make charcoal. So you'll notice that the insulation is a little bit different this time. So this is kaolin wool. It should be a more efficient insulation, and also one that won't melt like the other one did last time. So, and also I'm using chain instead of the plastic straps that also melted last time. So hopefully this should be a much more robust insulation setup for our needs. So as I said earlier, this is all about quantitation. So what I have here is 8.17 pounds of wood pellets, and these are going to heat up our system overall. These are going to be sacrificed for energy to hopefully make charcoal out of these. So this is 58 pounds of wood pellets in this drum here, and 8 over here. So hopefully we are going to turn this 58 pounds of wood pellets into approximately 25-ish pounds of charcoal, and see how much carbon we are able to retain out of that. So the goal here is to see, starting with a total of 8 and 58, so 66 total, how many pounds of carbon do we actually end up with at the end that are locked away permanently, sequestered, because obviously if you put these in the ground as they are going to rot very quickly, release methane that's even worse for the environment than carbon dioxide. So that is not ideal. So we're gonna get this ready, fire it up, and then see how it does. So let's see what happens. So we're just adding a little bit of paper here in the bottom to get the fire started. These little 3/4 inch rods hold up the drum above the fire in here. like we did before, a hearty helping of lighter fluid to get the party started. So that for now. Okay. Then we put a lid on our 58 pounds of wood pellets, because if you don't seal them, they'll just burn. But if you do seal them, they will carbonize and make charcoal, which is what we're going for. Lost a few pellets there, but not too many. I'll also be having a top on this time, which will help us insulate better and hopefully get hotter, create more charcoal. So that is pretty well insulated with all the, that's like 2 inches, I think, of KO wool. So that should be nice and keeping a lot of the heat. Okay, so just to recap, this is our new KO wool insulation, our new stainless, or not stainless steel, galvanized chain that will not melt, neither will the insulation. And then inside we have 8 pounds of wood pellets to burn, and hopefully 58 pounds of wood pellets to turn into charcoal. So let's lay this thing up and see what happens. And there we go. We are lit. So I'm going to stay here for just a little bit to ensure that the fire actually gets started well, but we should be on our way to making some charcoal. So I was a little bit worried actually that the fire had gone out, but actually I just saw that it had started smoking really good. So this should be retort mode for our retort, basically. So what should be happening right now is that the gases are coming out of the 10-gallon drum and burning and making it self-heating. So this is very good news for the production of our charcoal. So I will let this go until tomorrow, and we will see how much charcoal we make. So it's the next day, and we're back here to check on our charcoal. So as you saw at the end of the previous segment, it was certainly smoking very well. So I'm pretty optimistic that we hopefully have a good batch of charcoal in here, but we'll just have to see how it turned out. So first off, thankfully this new insulation looks like it worked a lot better. The chain holding it on there looks fine. The insulation itself also looks fine, not melted, which is a big improvement over last time. So looks like things went pretty well, hopefully. Once again, you want to make sure it's not hot, but the good thing about burning very hot and fast is that it also burns out pretty quickly. So I don't feel any heat, which is a good thing, because as I said in my previous video, it's possible for the charcoal to reignite if it's still warm at all. So this is our 10-gallon drum, and we will see if we made some charcoal, which we did, just like last time. Excellent. You can hear it's got that little like tink feeling, like the like tink sound, almost like glass, and that's the sound of well-made biochar, according to the internet anyway. So excellent, charcoal produced for a second time. So we're gonna weigh it up and see how much we have. So we have our scale here, which goes up to 10 kilos, in our little bucket, which we are gonna use to weigh it. So I misspoke earlier. I actually said that I would get about half of the weight of charcoal back, so like 25 to 28 pounds, since there's 58 in here originally, but that's not actually the case. So I'm actually expecting about a 25% weight of the charcoal, and then I should hopefully capture about half of the carbon that was in here. So the biomass itself is approximately 50%, 45 to 50% carbon initially, and the carbon content increases when you turn it into charcoal. Obviously it's a lot more black than it was when it went in, so we're making charcoal that is mostly carbon, about 70% approximately carbon, and most importantly that carbon is locked away. So you can see it's all a very nice uniform color, a little bit of white ash, but mostly just black carbon. So our first bucket, $23.44 grams. 23.44 plus 25. 25.05, let's say. So if we put this 1,840 grams with the other 2 buckets full, this gives us a grand total of approximately, don't want to breathe in that stuff, approximately 14.7 pounds of charcoal overall, which is 25.4% of our starting material. So obviously the carbon content here is a lot higher than it was at the beginning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a sample of this new biochar as well as the biochar from last time out for testing to see what the carbon content is, and also that carbon to hydrogen ratio, because that is important for how stable this is when you put it in the ground, how locked away the carbon is, basically. And we're looking for like a hydrogen to carbon ratio of 1.4, I believe it is, and that is the number of hydrogen atoms to carbon atoms, not the molar ratio of hydrogen to carbon itself. So we're gonna send this out for testing and see how it does. So our new installation on our retort was a complete success, and we made a batch of charcoal. So we had a 25.4% yield, so that was excellent. That's pretty standard for the production of charcoal. So I'm gonna send out this new stuff and the stuff from last time, see the carbon content of it, see how much carbon we are locking away, but we're producing it, we're capturing it, and that's great. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.